We got what I'm going to consider a fun project. This is going to be a good old fun shaper project. So what we have here is a Curt brand trailer hitch or insert. And this is one that I found at an antique store when we were on a road trip here. This is a style that I've always liked and never had one. It's one of the forged type hitches. But this one right here, I bought it and I paid $35 for it. It's brand new. It had a little sticker on there for 35 bucks. I looked them up. They cost I think it was $135 brand new. All right. This is a 3-inch, this fits a 3-inch receiver. It's a 3-inch square. We put some calipers on it, you can see just under 3 inches there. When I bought it, I was thinking that it was a 2.5 inch, which is what I have on my truck. It's a class 5 receiver. It's a 2.5 inch square. And when I picked this up, I just thought, hey, that fits my truck. That's a 2.5. And I guess my calibrated eye was off adjustment that day because I went to go stick it in the truck and I'm like, wow, it's bigger than what I thought it is, the 3-inch. So this is a nice heavy duty trailer hitch though. It says it's got a max tongue weight rating of 2,800 pounds and a mass, the max trailer gross weight is 21,000 pounds. So it's just a nice heavy duty hitch. I'm not going to be using it for this kind of weight, but I just thought it would be nice to have. So anyway, what I've decided to do, I'm going to machine this so that it will fit my truck. It's not going to hurt the integrity of the part, and I'm sure it's going to drop some of the rating, but as I said, I'm never going to use this to its capacity. I'm just going to use this as a trailer hitch for hauling my trailers, you know, my utility trailers. So there's a couple of easy ways to do it. Set it up on the mill and use an end mill or a face mill of some sort and mill it off there. But I want to take it to my shaper and utilize the big shaper to do this job. So we will set it up in a vise, and you can see it's kind of squared off right there. So we'll clamp it in the vise on its side like this. I'll support the outer end out here with a jack, and we'll just use a nice big high-speed tool. Come across here, I've already done my measurement. So my target is going to be 2.530, and that should give it 30 thousandths clearance fitting up inside there. All right, so we're going to take off approximately 225 thousandths per side to get it to fit in there. So we'll have to do that all 4 sides. So maybe we'll just cut each side first. I'll just have the tool where it'll go all the way across and cut the whole thing. We'll flip it over, do that side there as well. Then we'll have to do the top here and then the bottom. Take a 1/4 inch basically off each side. So the way that I got my measurement on the hitch, I've got a couple of photos that I'll show in there that I'll put in the video to show you. This is a planer gauge used for a lot of different things on planers and shapers back in the day, but it's a great measuring tool as well. This is one of the best tools you can use if you want to get a quick measurement on the inside of something square or the inside of something. So I stuck this up into the receiver on the truck and got it adjusted to where it's a nice snug fit, tightened it up, pulled it out, and measured it. So it looks like they've got the inside square of my class 5 hitch at let me get it squared up there, 2 9/16 to right at 2.560, okay? So that's just a little good way that you can measure inside of something. So anyway, let's go ahead, we'll get this set up in the G&E shaper and have a little fun with this and get this cut down so that I can make use of it. This is the jack that we'll use right here, this Armstrong planer jack, and we have enough room that we should be able to just set it right here. And you can see how the top of this is made, it swivels, so it'll line up with the bottom of that workpiece there. I think somewhere right there is going to be just fine. We'll just run it up. I'm going to just tighten it up ever so slightly. I just want it snug, just like that. And we'll go ahead and tighten up the lock bolt on the back here that tightens up the split. Keep it from vibrating. All right, that should be good. I want to show off some of my tool bits that I got right here. I've had these for a little while, and what I wanted to point out was that I sent these down to my good buddy Lance Baltzley, and he helped me modify these in the way that I was looking for. So I had this box of Rex 95 tool bits that were unused, 1.25" square, and what I wanted to do was modify them so that they would fit the lantern on the G&E shaper. So what I wanted to do is take an 1/8 of an inch off one side, because the width of the tool has to be 1 1/8" to slide down through the lantern. All right, and then I wanted to have 2 different grind profiles. I wanted to have one that was a negative rake, and then one that had some positive rake there to it. And that's just what Lance did. So these are just, you know, grinds that he did for me. I still need to go in and put the radius. I told him don't worry about that. So I will hone a radius on the corner of these tool bits right here. But Lance did a fine job on the grinding of these tool bits, given the proper side clearance, side rake, nose clearance on both of these tools right here. So anyway, I wanted to show that. The Crucible Rex 95 tool bits seem to do an excellent job on the shaper. They have a little bit, to me, they have a little bit better resistance to the impact that you get on a shaper. You know, the interrupted cut. They seem to hold an edge a little bit better versus the Momax that I normally run. So we're going to go ahead and put one of these tools to use. I'm going to use the one that's got a little bit of back rake built into it. So I just need to go ahead and get my stone out, hone a little radius on the corner right here, and we'll set this guy up and use it. I just love it though. Nice big high-speed steel tool bit. And you gotta love the old school boxes too. You know, you just don't see marketing on packages quite like they used to do back in the older days. Coarse stone, medium stone, fine stone. That's the easy way to hone a radius on the corner of a high-speed tool right there. We've got a touch off. It's touching here. Just started touching out there. There's a very slight amount of taper to this, not very much, between 10 and 15 thousandths. So what we'll end up doing is just squaring it up on both sides. So we got our touch off. I'm gonna take half of what we gotta take off here, just because I wanna prove the setup and make sure it's gonna work good. So we'll just make 2 passes across it. tool looks like it's cutting that forged steel no problem at all. Doing a good job. We're gonna get it done. Probably got people wondering why we're doing what we're doing. You know, why are you doing the full stroke instead of just this right here? But traditionally on a shaper, once you set your length of cut, that's where you do your cut. So just because of the way the part is shaped, where it being offset like that, I had to start with this side right here. Or you can start with this side and go that way, whichever you choose, depending on your tool bit. So it's better to me just to set the machine and let it run, do its thing. I'm in no hurry. This is not a customer job. I have fun running this machine. I always do. So I sit back, I take some videos, take some pictures to share with everybody, and enjoy watching my shaper do its thing. Yeah, don't look bad at all. Did a good job in my opinion. I think that's such a cool look. that's one of the things I love about the shape is the linear cut pattern on the workpieces there. So nothing wrong with the finish at all, that 30,000 feed rate. So that was 100 thousandths. I need a total of 225 per side. So I'm just gonna put the indicator on there, move it down another 125 and take another cut, and that'll be it for this side anyway. One good way to get an accurate reading on your down feed right there, we're gonna adjust the Noga to a 0. Unlock it. We're just gonna take it 125 thousandths. 125 right there at it. Let me go down another touch. Not really critical though. And then this is something that's important. Lock the tool head. I'm locking it now above you. Back out on the screw to remove any of the backlash. I usually go it till I feel friction on the hand wheel. And sometimes you can just see that needle starting to back up the other way, and you know you have the backlash out of the screw. I didn't really like the way that the finish had come out on that second roughing cut, mainly because the chips get caught down in this pocket, and as the tool's coming across, it picks up a chip and it kind of bangs in out of the side. You can see some of the variances where it actually kind of, all the force of a chip being stuck in there kind of moved the tool head a little bit. So all I'm doing is just a slight cleanup cut, sped the machine up obviously, and took another 10 thousandths and just cleaning it up. That'll leave a nice finish there. I don't normally like running it this fast when you got a longer stroke, because you can see this right here. It's always had transmission issues in here. The whole thing needs to like come apart and see why the gears or the shafts or whatever's hooked up to this making it jump. But if you run too fast and too much stroke, it actually pops it out of gear. That's about the limit of what we can do on this length of stroke here. But anyway, just gonna clean it up and then we'll flip it over and start working on the other side.